Quit relying on discipline. I want you to just fix the most annoying thing that's in front of you about your schedule, because we're all sick of discipline. How about a productivity system that is not designed to be just another should on your plate?
Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, The Science of Getting Stuff Done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So, if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Alyssa Wolff. Alyssa started her business because she was bored, literally. She had too much free time on her hands after baby number 5 turned 6 months old. 6 years later, Alyssa has successfully managed her human design-based time consulting business through every season, from babies to college-bound teenagers. She loves playing time wizard to other entrepreneur mums who want to grow through the hard phases of building a business alongside a family. Alyssa, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you, Robin.
It's lovely to meet you, Alyssa. Whereabouts in the world are you? Well, I can only see a blurry background. It's not really foggy though, is it?
No, I'm in Oklahoma, in the Midwest in the United States, where we get lots of lovely tornadoes.
Oh, yes. I think, yeah, perhaps you would prefer the fog then, having thought about that. Yes. All right. Yeah, tornadoes. Yeah, enough said. Yeah, okay, that's thrown me. Yeah, let's do the questions instead, shall we? Because I certainly don't want to get into talking about tornadoes. That would be very disturbing. All right, let's get the clock up on the screen. And there it goes. Alyssa, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
I work with entrepreneur moms, so they're usually working from home. They may or may not have kids around, whether that's preschool age, homeschooling, in school. But what they all have in common is they share this deep-seated need to right-size their work and family blend that is getting out of control. Perhaps the client work they love is dysregulating their mommy nervous system, or they're afraid they'll have to shut down their business to be a good mom, or have to cap their revenue goal and keep it way smaller than they intended. Or if they want the revenue, they're going to have to keep pushing through without date nights, without hobbies till, 7 years down the road when the kids are in high school or college or out of the house because the goalpost keeps moving.
Fantastic. And you've already alluded to it quite heavily there in terms of question 2, the problem and the problems that you solve. But please feel free to expand on that a little bit more. I'd be fascinated to hear exactly what you do for them.
I'm a human design productivity consultant, so I help you get 20 hours a week back for you and your business with personalized productivity advice.
Okay, well, all right, that's great. So what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve this problem at least a little bit for themselves?
Quit relying on discipline. I want you to just fix the most annoying thing that's in front of you about your schedule, because we're all sick of discipline. Hit the gym more, do more reps, make sure you're eating right, feed your kids clean food, work it out with your husband, text your mom. There is so much on your side of keeping the street clean. So how about a productivity system that is not designed to be just another should on your plate? One that's about working with your energy, not motivating you or forcing you up off the sofa when you really need a work from laptop in bed day. That's what's different about my unbusy approach, because I want you to have a daily work from home routine you genuinely enjoy living. Not something you're cramming in if you feel good or disciplined or motivated, something that's your baseline of energy management, self-care, and support. And yes, I'm living this with 5 kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely have to walk your talk if you've got 5 kids, because there's no way you do both if you don't have some kind of strategy there. And clearly that is what your business is all about. So now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do. And I say a little bit, that's my fault. I only give you 3 minutes. It's not really enough, but we've done enough to take some progress and make some headway. Let's dive briefly into goal busting, which is focusing on how to maximize your productive time even more to achieve your business goals. I say even more because I'm greedy. So could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits over and above what you've already, I mean, you mentioned 20 hours. That's probably enough, isn't it?
You have to believe that there is enough time for whatever your top priorities are. Not that you might be able to work in enough time if you're disciplined enough, but that there is always enough time for the top essentials if you're willing to let everything else that is not quite making that bar of the best, whether that could be house cleaning, dinner variety, homework tutoring, birthday party, and sports game commuting. You can't do everything from your plate of being a good mom. But the hint is, not all of it is necessary anyways. So cut that out.
Yes, absolutely. All right, fantastic. That's great advice. And yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. And a lot of content in very succinctly put. Thank you. So finally, Alyssa, what should I have asked you today that I didn't? And your answer, please. And you've got quite a bit of time, so you can talk about a lot if you want to.
I think the question to ask is, well, how do you right size your to-do list as a business owner? Because personally, I'm interested in the long game. So not the short-term fix, not how to get through launch week, not the feel good for one day, take a break scenario. The actual long-term, how much are you putting on your to-do list as a business owner? Is it even doable? That kind of pattern. Because even if you're a goal digger, a go-getter, if the energy battery is dry, you're not working. In reality, I want you to apply these three things, scheduling, mindset, and delegation, and clear up all this to-do list fog. Because if you use scheduling for your tasks, your self-care, and your work hours, then layer on mindset to handle your nervous system activation, what's going on with the kids, just your general business owner emotion stuff, and then delegation on both the home and the business fronts, because you really do have too much on your plate for 24 hours to get everything done. Your daily routine just kind of magically right sizes itself because it's all slotted into place. Everything non-essential is gone, and you're giving your brain the white space to think.
Yeah, it's interesting what you're saying. I like the scheduling mindset and delegation piece. The only rider I would put on it, and I'm asking this as a question about scheduling, is being a busy mom. I mean, I was a single dad with my boys are grown up now, but the other thing that you've got to have in there, because it really helps with your mindset as well as getting the work done, is flexibility. So when you talk about scheduling, I presume you also mean don't forget to schedule in things like, oh, okay. So, there was I mean, one of the things that used to happen to me quite regularly, actually, the school would ring and they'd say, your son's forgotten his lunchbox. And I'd go, oh, great. That'll only take me an hour to put that right, that I was supposed to be working. But I got smart. I realized that, okay, so I'll just have an hour tacked on to the day today or tomorrow or the next day, which I actually had scheduled for work, but I hadn't thought about what I was going to do in that time because I knew that stuff would come up. And if it did, it did, and I had time to cover it. And if it didn't, then I could go and make a coffee.
Yes, I put margin time in as a requirement for their scheduling because it's exactly those pop-up tasks, which are quite often from your family as opposed to your clients that have to get done and otherwise will just cram everything for you.
Yeah, it's because if you're a busy parent and kids always take priority, of course they do. And sometimes it's not convenient, but you still have to prioritize them. And then you've got to think about, okay, so you call it what you call it margin time. Yeah, all right, perfect. Same thing, but an American version of flexible, I guess.
Yes, well, American moms do too much flexibility. Like they don't have the time blocking structure they need. So being flexible, if you're that flexible, you're just constantly interrupted.
Yeah, and we're not talking about yoga after all. So having margin in your schedule that works equally well. Alyssa, thank you so much. That's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed that. I'm going to stop the clock because we've done it in 7 minutes. Look at that, perfect. All right. So at this point, I always ask another question, which is a straightforward one, which is if people want to find out more about what you do and maybe avail themselves of your excellent services. First of all, how can they reach you? And secondly, is there like a valuable free resource they could get from you? I always say, being British, that's terribly cheeky of me to ask that. But the reality is that it is valuable to be able to take a deep dive into what somebody's business offers, because then you can see that it will work for you. And then you'll get in touch with them because you've also found out how to do that.
Yes, you can find me at yourunbusylife.com, and I definitely have a resource for you, an audio one. So if you're ready to clear your twofold plate as an entrepreneur mom who's working from home, I'm going to break down how you get those 3 hours back for yourself and your business every single day. Because let's be honest, just taking 1 hour back is not going to cut it. You can take it from a homeschooling mom of five business owner. But I found there's no need to flirt with burnout to hold both your high achiever self and your present parent self. So just press play on Time Back Secrets for Entrepreneur Moms when you want to banish the pressure from your daily to-do list.
Oh, that's amazing. And I didn't realize you were at home educating as well. Goodness me. How do you fit it all in? That's impressive. I'm genuinely in awe of the work that you are doing there, and I'm sure your kids are absolutely thriving as a result. How wonderful. Alyssa Wolff, thank you so much for appearing on Goalbusters today.
Thank you, Robin. It was an honor.
Oh, the honour was all mine, and you're extremely welcome. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.